Hanaki! Did you know that our souls are connected by fate? Well, what do you know? I'm Yuno Hanaki, the one and only Oran from Yaloon. Hi! We haven't gotten a chance to properly, like, chat for a little bit, so, good thing we're playing something cozy like Animal Crossing, where there's enough menial tasks, that it can just kind of be a screen occupier. I thought it was connected by feta. No. You might have a bit of dyslexia. That's okay, though. Anyways, hi. Welcome in. Happy Sunday. Happy, I guess, technically Oni-san. So this is my little character. This is my little guy. Welcome to Faded Isle. Welcome, welcome. Don't mind the stuff in my pockets. You have the reverb on, I think? Ah, true. Okay, hold, please. You're so right. I probably forgot to turn it off after the relay. There we go. Unwa. Faded. Stop. You can't fade your little balls of fire. What are we gonna do if that happens? Green person still exists? I don't know what you are talking about. Green person. Anyway. Hi. But yes, it has been a little bit. It has been a little since we have had like a proper conversation. So we're here now. How have you guys been? This is technically Oni-sad. What do you call both of yesterday? I streamed twice yesterday and you're telling me that doesn't count as an Oni-sad? That's crazy. All of this is sick and twisted behavior. I can't believe you would say this to me. It's like... Did you sleep well? No. I stayed up late, because I was worried about the Moon Kasai VOD, and, I was also distracted by other things that I needed to take care of. So no. No, I did not sleep well, thanks for asking. And not sleep well, thanks for asking. Had a recharge with my best friend and former coworker, got seafood by the pier and played video at his apartment. Well, that's nice. Hope you guys had fun. Hope you had a good time. Hanaki, welcome in, welcome in. Figured you would have slept like a baby now that the nerves are done. Wouldn't it be great if that could happen? Unfortunately, your Oni has insomnia. Your Oni has insomnia and will always find something new to be anxious about. Because now that I'm done with all of this stuff that was for yesterday, now I have to worry about everything that's happening on Tuesday. Because guess what's happening on Tuesday? Setsubu. I have to get ready for people to throw beans at me. Isn't that messed up? I think that's pretty messed up. Oni 2's... Oh. Stop. I mean, yes, but also no. Yes, but also not quite. Anyways. But yes. So, yesterday I did stream twice. I did my part of the relay for the Gleekathon, which was my first ever karaoke relay. That was fun. I did my best. It was hard. It was hard to learn all of those songs within the course of like a week and a half. But I did what I could. Saturday treat was so much Yuno singing. Yes, you can still tell my voice is just a little hoarse. Because I went a little... I chose songs that were difficult for me. And I did warm up, like, a little before that stream, but I was also just so fucking nervous. And I still, fumbled the bag on some songs, but, you know, it's fine. We do our best. We do our best out here. How are my pockets looking? Oh, we're good. The weeds are just all gathering into their own singular clump. Yay. Weeding my island first because Kaya Nishikino is not here to bully me into doing hers. I'm not getting rid of all of them. I kind of leave them to just kind of have a little bit of greenery before I start buying more plants and stuff. But it's still good to prep, I believe. I would say. Okay. You did great. It was so fun. Well, thank you. Well, thank you kindly. I do appreciate that. Can I walk into the freaking tent, please? Thanks. Oh. Hi, Mr. Nook. Paid off your loan in full. Yes, I did. I sugar mama'd myself in order to be able to pay it off. What if it could be bigger? I'll worry about it another time, sir. Thank you. Wait, what? Yes, so... For those of you who might not be aware, in order to prepare to start a new island for you guys, I transferred my old island over, to my Switch 2. I'm playing on the Switch 2, by the way. Switch 2 edition, by the way. And I used Hitomi's island to dump, like, all of my bells and all of the items that I really wanted to keep, which is, like, the limited edition, pom-pom pudding items, which were actually a gift from Kaya. So I took all of the pom-pom pudding items and then, like, some tools and some, like, materials, and that's kind of it. And then all of my bells. I had, like, 4 million bells in the bank on my old account, my old island, so I took all of them over. I gave some of them to Hitomi, so that Hitomi could also have a bit of a decent start because she also restarted her island. So I gave some of them to Hitomi, and then I kept the rest. So I have like 3 million bells now. Smile. So I sugar mama'd myself. Isn't this just money laundering? No, it was transferring my own money from myself to me. It's a gift from my past self. It's not... It's not... It's not money laundering. That's not how that works. Oh, this is to build the shop, right? Yeah. Up. Yep. I've been through this before. I've played these games before. I don't think Tom Nook would see it that way. Tom Nook doesn't care. He's just like, bells? Say less. He's fine with it. I'll ask you the same question I jokingly ask everyone I know who has played Animal Crossing. How many hours have you lost to this game? During the Panini, I think I played... maybe 200 hours? I was more locked into it during, like, Panini... the Panini years. Than I was in, like, later years. I, like, occasionally checked on it a little bit, like, after, seeking employment and things like that. So, I feel like I didn't lock in as hard as some other people did. I also never really took it too sweaty on my first island. I just kind of was chill. I was like, whatever happens, happens. Whatever I feel like putting down that's what I do. I literally gave it a name that, like, fit that vibe because I wanted to have the excuse of, like, these areas don't really fit together, but you can force them together. So my very first island ever was called Patchwork because it was like a patchwork quilt. And I just...
Yep. Your soul will do.
I just made it so that way nobody could really judge me if there were a bunch of areas that didn't really fit well together. Yeah. And that's called foresight. Okay, leave it to me. 30 pieces of all the wood and then 30 iron nuggets. I do have all of that. I've got you, kiddo. Lower than I was expecting. Most people I know that really got into it usually lost 500 hours. I honestly don't remember. And I don't know if it still shows my... Oh, hi, Mira. I don't know if it still shows my hours now that I've erased my save data. Also, if you didn't catch it, this is Faded Isle. I did not name it Onigashima. I decided that Faded Isle was a cuter name. Mira is so cute. I agree. Thanks, man. I mean, I already have my own shovel, but I'll take another one. Chauvel. What was I saying? Right, I was explaining that my first island was called Patchwork because I wanted an excuse to not have to worry about the mismatched aesthetic. I made a second island like a couple of years later to start over for something else, and I intended for that island to have a little bit more of a theme. But just like what happened with the first one, I kind of fell off playing Animal Crossing at a certain point. Sandbox games, well, I guess Animal Crossing is not entirely a sandbox, but like sandbox games where you don't really have an objective after a certain point, it can be difficult for me to want to keep playing. Because I like having objectives and I like having some sort of story or something to keep me compelled. This guy. So, I like, it's kind of hard for me to stay focused on it for too long. It'd be ironic if the first guest you had gotten was Patches. It actually took me a couple tries to get Patches. Patches was one of the ones that I searched for. Because I thought that Patches needed to be on the island. But I did have him at a certain point. I'm actually really sad that I reset the last island because it had a really good set of villagers. But it's okay. I brought over all of my Nook Miles tickets, so we have enough to villager hunt when the time comes. At least we should. What was I doing? Well, I want to go sell the weeds, so I will sell the weeds, and then I will go back to my little house and get the stuff that I brought over. But yeah, it took me a little bit before I could get Patches. I had to do some rolling. I really had some cuties. I hope I can have that sort of luck again. I don't need this stinky thing anymore. Yay! Let's freaking go. Oh, there's another one? Like remembering how all the controls work. Me and a Patchwork Island, he's a friend that's literally patched together. He's so cute. I really like the cub villagers. I like the cub villagers and I like the squirrels. I like the little guys. They're so freaking cute. My favorite villager, which I have stated before, is Marshall. So it would be really great if Marshall could be my first, I think you get your smug villager from the campsite in this game. So whenever I unlock the campsite, I think it would be great if Marshall was my first one, but it's okay if he's not. I am used to having to re-roll for that boy. Anyway, look at my pom-pom pudding room. Is it not the cutest thing ever? So you can understand why I had to bring all of this stuff here. But yeah, I think Kaya used Treasure Islands back in the day. And we heard about the Sanrio collaboration. She wanted, I think it was Hello Kitty or something. I don't remember which items she had wanted, but she was like, since I'm going, do you want the pom-pom pudding stuff? And I was like, yeah. Yes, I do. So she got all the pom-pom pudding stuff and gave it to me in the past. So now I have the very pom-pom pudding aesthetic themed room. Surprised the bed doesn't feature butt. Well, do you not see like the biggest possible butt rug on the planet? I think we're good. The minute you walk into this room, you are right next to his butthole. And I think that that is also a win. Would suspect you got the entire Sanrio furniture? No, I just wanted the pom-pom pudding stuff. I didn't really use Treasure Islands. I still don't think I'm going to, despite being a sugar mama to myself. I don't think I'm really gonna use Treasure Islands to get anything. The only thing I'd really use them for would be if I could get, like, tools, really. Because I hate the having to, like, buy/make better tools all the time. It annoys me. It does have butt. It's on the back of the headboard. Oh, yes. There, too. Subtle little butt, because that is where his head is, so it makes sense. That is where his head is. Only got it for either Royal Crowns or maybe Nook Miles tickets. Totally understandable. Why was it in here? Right, storage. So here's all the stuff that I brought. It's a decent start on some of the equipment things that we need for later mandatory builds. So I need to get 5 lightwood. I've got 30 hardwood. Need to get the regular wood. And I've got these iron nuggets. Okay. So ideally, I need 5 more softwood, and then I need a lot of regular wood. Oh, did I not bring... Did I not bring my regular axe? I could have sworn that I did. I sold the flimsy one because I thought I didn't need that anymore, but I might need to go make another flimsy axe. I don't think I have enough miles in order to get the recipe for the higher quality stuff. Plus, I'm also saving up for hair colors. I don't mind the pom-pom pudding hair that I'm wearing right now, but you know Hanaki is not a blonde. You know Hanaki is not blonde, so this feels inaccurate. This feels not real. Slay. I do love, I haven't really used it yet, but I do love that this game added the quality of life update of being able to craft a quantity of items instead of only having to craft one at a time. I don't really plan to use that yet, but it's cool that it's there. It'll definitely be useful when you have to start, like, making multiples of something. A guy in a Hello Kitty room trying to jump out the window because I'm going to die here. No, don't be mean. Guys are allowed to like Hello Kitty. Hello Kitty is for everyone. And she is cute. There will be no Hello Kitty or Sanrio slander in this freaking household. Okay. Wood. I must chop tree. My loyalty belongs to Keropi. Based. Based in good taste. That's totally valid. Hello Kitty A. My older sister's into Hello Kitty. She played that Island Adventure. I did not play Island Adventure, personally. But again, it's because of the whole, I prefer stories for stuff. So if there isn't really much of a story, I'm like, eh. While I am here, I should also favorite my tools. I forgot I didn't have access to the tool ring immediately, so I was trying to do the shortcut when I first started playing, and I was like, oh, right. Frick, I forgot. Can I remove this as a favorite? Because this is the one I don't need. I'll use this one. I have very little experience with Animal Crossing. Is it winter right now based off the Switch calendar? Yes. For this game, you can choose whether or not your seasons match the area that you live in. So you can choose to have an island either in the northern or southern hemisphere, in case you want to experience different seasons. But it does follow the seasons. I didn't mean to hold this. It does follow the seasons. Yes. Sick. Okay. It plays according to real time. So days pass based on the time on your Switch system. That's also why you can do this thing called time traveling, where if you've accomplished everything you can do within a day, and you don't necessarily want to actually like wait a real world day for everything to switch over, you can just like change the time on your system to 6 a.m. and that will start the new day and you get new stuff. Just like IRL, yes, you just time travel to 6 a.m. Common experience, everybody has it. Hello, Hanaki, welcome in. Assuming some items only appear in certain seasons too? Yes, also certain creatures only show up in certain seasons. Because in this game there's also a mechanic where you collect creatures to give to the museum to put on display. And a lot of them are seasonal. Right now it is just a tent, but I have to provide more specimens so that Mr. Blathers can make a... I was supposed to say make a hotel. No, that's way later. So that Mr. Blathers can make a museum properly. I think maybe one more tree should do it. I'll check the state of my wood. No, I need way more normal wood, but I only need one more piece of softwood. Got it, got it. What's February's rarity? I think a series of heart items? Maybe?
It seems fate led you here. What a meaningful connection.
Ponyo Onyx, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in. But yeah, I personally don't remember. The only thing I know for sure is that one of the things you can get in like the Nook Mile shop, I'll just show you. I'll just show you, though you will probably eventually see this if I ever go visit Hitomi's island. Because she bullies me. You can get a chocolate heart, you can get a heart-shaped bouquet. You can also... you can get a fucking bean tossing kit. And apparently, Hitomi tested it because she bought it. Apparently, if you hold it, you can pick up the beans and actually throw them. So she has this. And I'm scared to ever go to her island again because she's probably gonna throw them at me the minute I arrive. Because she hates me. Do you have a theme for your island? Not yet. Not yet. I mean, I was thinking of just kind of leaning into the Japanese aesthetic, like, of my model, but I don't know. Visit Hitomi's island specifically so I can see that and laugh. You guys are mean to me. You're so mean, and this is sick and twisted. I don't deserve all this. I think that's crazy. Thank you for the random items that I will probably not use. But thanks. That's cool. What was the wallpaper? Abstract wall. Oh yeah, I'm not using that. Thanks though. Thanks though, kid. Hi! Hanaki, welcome in. And she's saving it for your wedding. I get married and the first thing she does is banish me back to hell so I can't actually be married. The poor sap that marries me is in fucking shambles. Abstract wallpaper, it has a bean pattern. No. No, it does not. Don't lie to me. I must say I'm not really a fan of the fact that it doesn't let you, like, preview what the pattern is until you actually put it on your wall. It's like that for a lot of these items, though. You can't really, like, see what they are or what they do. Until you, like, actually put them down somewhere. Bean cannon at the wedding. Not a cannon! That would literally kill me. You guys hate me so bad. Did I get all of these? I think I might have. It's just a head cannon. Aim for the head. I was looking through the Sanrio characters to remind myself of who they were, and I love Big Challenge, such a silly guy. I also love Big Challenge. I like the more underrated ones. Unfortunately, the West kind of only, like, latched on to a few. Like, the chosen, like, 5, maybe chosen 6, depending on where you are. I wish that characters like Big Challenge got more merch on our side. There's, like, an interesting amount of Sanrio characters that just haven't seen the light of day in a really long time. Because they didn't end up being super popular. Crazy to think about. Oh god. Wait. Ah, he missed. I used to be so good at that. I knew it was gonna happen to me eventually, though, with all this chopping. Dang it. The first time I got the bees to drop when I messed with a tree, though, I was able to instantly catch them, because I usually have the net out when I mess with trees. But obviously I can't, because I have to chop. They hate me so bad. Not the bees. It's fine. To pick some of the weeds over here, because otherwise the wood's not going to have anywhere to land. It's okay, since I have to go give the wood to the child anyway, I can just also buy medicine while I'm there. Ah, frick. Dang, the flimsy axe really is flimsy. Did Yuno ever dabble in Pocket Camp? Yuno did not, no. I've heard really good things about Pocket Camp, however. Shit, frick, it's slingshot. Where's the ballon? There you are. It's a bell balloon, so I don't really need this, but... Yeah. Money for my medicine. Thank you, benevolent sky god. I like the fact that the update, you can order the pocket camp items anytime you want. That is true. I do like that they are timeless. Hey, do you have medicine? Do you have medicine? Ew, a green water cooler? That's so cringe. I guess I might as well take 5. Oh, my pocket's too full? Okay. Understandable. My eye is better. I don't have Pocket Camp on my phone. I had to resort to getting the items at Treasure Island. Yeah, very fair. They did that thing where they made the app, like, you have to buy it now if you want to play it, but it's just a one-time purchase, and they got rid of all of the, what's it called? They got rid of all of the transactions, right? Like the in-game transactions, so now you can just get everything? I think that's kind of neat. I think that's kind of fun. Okay. Well, I already got these taken care of, so I'll put them also in storage. That reminds me, I need to register this. And then... yeah, I have to go purchase the new axe. Green is not cringe. It is to me. The fact that this was one of the first item balloons that I popped and it's a green wheelbarrow was definitely targeted. Also, the amount of resetting that I did for this freaking island. Because here's the thing. I was resetting because I wanted a heart-shaped pond. One of the things that I'm really bad at in this game is terraforming, and so I wanted a naturally occurring heart-shaped pond somewhere on the island because I wanted to put my house there. I did that in my last island too. I did that in my last island as well. I reset for the heart-shaped pond. I had to wait to set up my house there though because I had to get access to building like stairs and stuff because it was on like the second tier of the island. But I'm really bad at terraforming, so I really wanted the heart-shaped pond, and I was resetting for hours to get this freaking pond, dude. My luck was very bad. Anytime I found a heart-shaped pond, the rest of the rolls for the island were terrible. Like, bad placement of the residence center, bad fruit, like bad starter fruit, bad airport color, and then bad starting villagers. There was literally a point where I was re-rolling with Hitomi Call, and we were just like trying out islands that had like something close to what I thought could work, or like something I was willing to just kind of deal with in that situation, and it was not great. There was one time it was literally like 0 for 3. It was like oranges as the fruit, which I hate. The airport color was green, which I hate, and then the 2 starter villagers were so ugly, and I was just like, I don't think I can deal with this island. So I immediately restarted again. So basically I was at it for like 2 straight days, pretty much, of just purely using my Switch 2 to, roll islands. This one was the closest I got to something being workable, because if you will notice, we have the residence center here. It's a tent right now, but soon the building will be, like, centered. And because it's centered, immediate, like, straight shot to the airport. The airport color is blue, which is a nice color. The other colors are not great, and you can't change the color of your airport, so it's annoying. But I like this color. I like blue. Blue is the closest I think I can get to purple, because I don't think you can have a purple airport. And then my starter villagers are acceptable. I like Mira. I think Mira is cute. She's kind of like in the middle for me. I don't think she's terrible looking. She has moments of charm. Like, look at her. She's a little superhero bunny. She's very cute. And then Rudy is one of the better looking jocks. Rudy is one of the better looking jocks, in my opinion, so I will accept having him around. He can be around if he wants. Not my ideal jock, but that's fine. Yuno's luck, the villager, is the one that's hated by everyone. Yuno's luck was just not good. Also, one of the times I settled for an island map that appeared, I got like the exact same layout as one that I had previously rejected, and I was just like, is this a sign from God? Is God telling me that I need to stop being so picky? The answer is probably yes, but I ignored the messaging, and being picky paid off in the end, so works for me. Mr. Fish, can you take the bait, please? Mr. Fish? Alright, donated a black bass. Dang it. Well, at least this means I got, 10 fish. Oh. It needs to be better about telling me that there's multiple things I completed. Oh, right, I forgot they reward you for constantly being good at fishing. Okay, no more distractions. Need to get through these dang trees. Is that all of them? Yes. Alright, sick. Oh, also starter fruit being apples is not bad. I would have preferred peaches, because peaches are my favorite fruit, as we all know. You guys know this. But I will accept apples. Apples are also a really good fruit. Although I think now Hitomi and I match, because I think her starter fruit is also apples. So that's a little bit of a bummer. Gonna have to do a bit more work to get the other fruit. But it is what it is. I want to expand my pocket space. I want to expand my pocket space. I only need oranges and I can't find them. I got oranges as my gift from Mom in the game, so I am quite lucky. Starter fruit changes anything besides appearance? I'm trying to think. I mean, it just means that you have more of it, and then it also means that you get asked to make, like, a fruit-themed house around your starter fruit as one of the starter houses. Because in this game, when you start inviting more villagers to come live on your island, you have to make them, like, default houses, because Tom Nook is like, go make 3 houses that have all of this stuff. And one of them is, like, a house that's made entirely of, like, the fruit furniture. So you use all of the apples that you have on your island to make, like, a bunch of apple furniture for whatever villager ends up taking that house. So, like, kind of. It does change, like, the furniture that's in that house. Go make some Fire Emblem 3 houses. Oh, God. First villager is Rodney. No. Take of my wood. Slay. Oh, right. I have to think about where I need to put the shop. Okay. You got it, bud. They make me do everything in this place. Okay, so my house is up here. I managed to kind of nicely line up the residents' houses in this block. I admit I keep wanting to say the hotel because I want to get to the hotel DLC at some point. I admit that the museum is kind of not in the most ideal spot. That said, I don't really know where I'd want to move it to, although I am probably going to want to move it at some point. Because I'm thinking if I can keep the houses, like, kind of aligned in the one square, then maybe... I mean, I can still only fit, like, 9 if I give them enough space allowance. I'd only be able to fit, like, 9 of them. You can have 10 villagers, so... not the most ideal. If I were to put the shop somewhere... I mean, putting it close to the residence center is probably, like... smart, I'd say. So, like, the square to the right? Or do I do square to the left? Maybe square to the left, because there's just more space-ish there. Kinda. I'd like them to be kind of, like, close. Me actually trying to put thought into this game is crazy. Hold on, I am adjusting my tracking so I can watch the mini-map as I look for a position. This might not be bad. If I can, like, line it up so that it's a bit more precise. How much space does it take? Yay. It's more long than... I see the vision. Can I enact the vision? I just put it right by the beach. No, I still want it to be close. So, like, coming out of residence, it would be like, this would be where the center door is. You come out, you go here. So you would want it to kind of be, like, in this spot, or, like, up here, so that there's, like, a space for pathing. So maybe more this way. Is this anything? Be really close to me in that case. Closer than I would have thought it would be. Maybe I move down. Girl who is thinking too hard about placement of shops when it doesn't really matter. The Animal Crossing experience, though. Girl who is thinking about it. Well, now it's, like, directly in front of my house. Let's not do that. Hanaki, welcome in. I'm gonna say yes, it's fine. It'll do. Okay. Child, I placed where your mart is gonna go. I did! Heck yeah. Okay. Well, I am here. Take this. Creatures. Okay. Let's see. So I guess the next best thing I could be doing is looking for more creatures to donate to the museum. I need to say hi to Rudy. I haven't said hi to him yet. Hey, buddy. Looking built. Iron! Nice, thank you. Purple woman playing as green woman? Does this look green to you? She's yellow. That's clearly black. Do you guys not know your colors anymore? Have you gone colorblind? In your old age? Less Animal Crossing and more Yuno. Think, do, rethink, hate it, scrap it, redo, so back, rethink, hate it, Yuno for redo. Leave me alone! Mind your business. Who asked? It's a greenish yellow? It's literally yellow. Honestly, I think the contrast is just because it's snowy. Once I turn 28, I must flee to the retirement home. Yes, true, correct. Anyway, look. Yellow. It's just the contrast because it is wintry and blistery outside, but she's yellow. I'll even change the lighting to better prove the point. See? Yellow. See? See? Yellow. Shaking my dang head. Also, I didn't have access to purple eyes, so I made her eyes like a lighter gray. Because that's the closest I could get. It's the blue-black dress all over. I mean, I will give it to you that the contrast makes it look duller. But, like, she's definitely not green. I don't know what you're talking about there. Sir, can you get off my island, please? Whoops, I was about to actually, like, type at him. Brother, wake up. There we go. I was about to smack him. Pickled herring pizza? Disgusting. None Oliver than Gulliver. I'm reading your vacant expression as a yes. Girl who is tired. Oh, his phone broken. Yeah. Random island events. Sometimes this guy will wash up on your shore and he'll turn all of the spawns in the sand into communicator parts for his phone. And you have to dig up 5 of them in order for him to leave. He will give you an item though, if you get all of the stuff. So that's neat. Question mark? Most waterproof phone if you washed up here. Well, I mean, when you think about it. He is a sailor, and I feel like a sailor would kind of have to have that. Gift. Frozen floor tiles. Like the movie! Did Elsa make these? Elsa from Frozen? That's her full name? I feel like we should be taking him to the hospital first. He's fine. Sailors are built tough. Pokemon ice puzzles. Yeah, you build the frozen floor and then you just instantly turn your room into a slide puzzle. One of the items I actually got randomly while I was doing some quests and stuff like yesterday was basement flooring, and I was like, basement flooring, and I immediately thought of like a basement dungeon. Because I was like, why is it specifically called basement flooring? That's weird. So that's where my head's at. That's how I'm doing. How are you? I am not on the beach anymore. I will head over this way.
Yahoo! Yippee!
They detected you were a VTuber and assumed you needed a basement to house your fans. I wouldn't put you guys in the basement. I wouldn't put you in my house. I wouldn't put you anywhere, that's the joke. You wouldn't be allowed to live with me. Every gentleman and gentle lady needs a good soundproof dungeon. Facts, dude. You can never be too careful. She leaves us outside the house like Donkey. Yes. You can survive out there. It's fine. What's gonna happen? Don't even worry about it, dude. I missed. Okay, that's all of them. Rose said there were only 5. Hey, man. The clam spouts are triggering my dopamine. I'm glad that you are enjoying them. It happened again. This guy is very clumsy if this happens regularly. Also, I like that his screen is still cracked even after you allegedly, like, fix it by giving him all the parts. And then he just exists here until the next day. He's just here, waiting for the boat. Bruh, you have to help him so many times. It's fine, it's just, like, tedious. But a lot of the stuff in this game tends to be just, like, busy work. Go everyone overboard again, time to extract. Guys, he fell again. He fell off. I want more pocket space. Being able to make the better equipment would also be nice, though. But I really need more pocket space. Surely if I just play a lot, I will be able to continue to rack up miles. Give me another row. Yeah! Let's freaking go. Love this for me. I probably should have waited until I got that extra row before I did all of the transferring of my items, but here's what it is. Okay, Blathers. Come assess this fossil. Woohoo! Use the Nopteron? Sure. My man who loves to yap, which is why he's named Blathers. He just rambles forever. Famous for being the link between fish and land animals long before dinosaurs. Seems to have had strong fins capable of pulling it around areas where the water was shallow. When most creatures lived in the sea, they dreamed of land. If not for them, we mightn't be here today. Imagine if we'd not left the oceans. How might fashion and music be different in an aquatic world? How do you resolve differences? Perhaps some sort of ink squirting contest of champions? Why does your brain immediately go to ink squirting? Sir, you're crazy. 5 more. I think there's a few other fossils on like the upper part of the island that I can get to because I have my ladder. So should probably go gather those up. You got the link to land dwelling part right, even if his brain is a little overcooked. He just likes to ramble about things. That's just kind of what he does. That's his whole thing, his whole shtick. Love that for him, though. Oh, right there. I don't know why I didn't see that right away. Many such cases. Love how they have to specify the shovel is outdoorsy. This is because it's like a fancy decorated shovel. I got this from my old island's shop. Because I eventually was just reaching a point where instead of making equipment every time it broke, I would just buy it from the shop. Because that was easier. But it's called outdoorsy because it's like got the green, like foresty color. Ordinarily, it would just be a shovel. But because it's got a color on it, it's outdoorsy. You can also get like a girly shovel that's like pink. Like a colorful shovel that's like colored so it's like blocks. Like primary colors for kiddos. That sort of thing. Vogue. Have I caught that one? I don't know. I guess just to be sure. Vogue. I have not. You've got the bug. I've got the bug. Oh, thank you very much for the hydrate. I'll take a sip of water. Thank you. But I just realized we got distracted while I was trying to talk about everything that happened yesterday. I only talked about the Gleekathon, but I didn't get a chance to talk about Moonkasai at all. I'm such a bad organizer. Incapable of promoting events. So what did you think? Did you like Moonkasai? Those of you that are here, did you like it? Did you have a good time? Did you like it? It was, in short, a banger. Yay! I'm glad that you think so. We did our best. The intention was to make the event much bigger than what it ended up becoming, but I think I am still fairly satisfied with what we produced. Also, as usual, Kaya was the one who put in a lot of the work for Moonkasai, so make sure you praise her lots. She busted her ass. She did all of the audio mixing, I think besides like 2 of the songs. And then, she put together videos for all except for Rinona's song. Rinona did her own video. Miss Riri did her own. And I think she also mixed herself. I don't remember if she... I think so. I think she mixed for herself and then she made her own video, so... That was like the one thing that Kaya didn't touch at all. Everything else she touched, mix, and or video. Explains the different style, yeah. But that's okay. It was just a little bit less for Kaya to have to worry about in the end, so far be it from us to complain that it was stylistically different. And it was cute. You can't really say no to a cute girl producing a cute video. You feel? Bigger than an hour? Well, originally Moonkasai was intended to be an event that was going to focus entirely on collabs. I think it's okay to say this, because we literally planned it on an actual stream. In front of people. But our intention was to invite a bunch of people and then have them all group up. And it was going to be a series of, like, collaborative events, because since it was an event being hosted by Mialoon, originally intended for our anniversary, the idea was supposed to be that everybody, like, group up and, like, do big group collabs because we wanted to promote, like, group unity and, like, cohesion. since Mialoon is a group. We wanted to invite more, like, people to form little groups, and so we were going to have everybody be in part of, like, clubs, and they would have, like, stream collabs focused on their group, like what their club was supposed to be at the imaginary night college that we made up for Mialoon. And then we also had plans for like class events. That's why in the lore video, quote unquote, I mentioned that we are class representatives because we were supposed to be like the representatives of our classes. We were going to have like a slightly bigger group event during all of the weekend that it was going to be running. Each day was going to have like a bigger class event that was going to have like a bigger group of people. And that was all well and good, but then, as you guys may or may not be aware, the stuff with Kaya went down, and it just became, like, just way less of a priority. And Kaya had still been doing, like, a bulk of the organizational work. Lynn and I tried to take over a little, but when Kaya mentioned that she was no longer in a position to stream, there kind of wasn't a point in continuing to do the event in that form, because if she's not there to stream, then, like, it's basically not a Mialoon event anymore. It would just be me and Lynn hosting collabs. And then she wouldn't even be able to join us for, like, the actual Mialoon collab that would have been part of that. So, we decided to just kind of axe the whole collaborative, like, streams portion, which is kind of a bummer. There were some pretty cool ideas that people were having. But we wouldn't be able to make it work. And then we kept having to... Well, then once we decided to just downsize it to a concert, we then had to keep delaying the concert because everything was just so busy. And I had wanted to use my new model because, it should have debuted around that time and then it didn't, so we had to delay longer, and we just had to keep delaying because we were just all really busy. It was a whole to-do. You can say no, but your Riz would have to be worse than Yuno's. Oi, 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 oi. Why are we treating me like this, hmm? Hanaki, welcome in, welcome in. Diplo skull. I still have to donate them one by one? That's so annoying. I guess it's because he has to be able to info dump about all of them. Go ahead, buddy. But yeah, it still turned out really good, obviously. Kaya, of course, broke her back the most. And then, it was actually fun to work on the lore video because all three of us had a hand in it. I wrote the script, obviously. You could tell. I feel like I have a style and you can kind of hear it in things that I write. I wrote the script. Kaya, mixed the audio and also already drew those little, like, chibis of Mialoon in school uniforms. And then, Lynn made that video. She put the video together for the little thing. It turned out really cute. Although, fun fact, the minute I, switched over to, like, start playing Moon Kazai, I let it play, and then I immediately had to run to the little Oni room, so I wasn't there for a lot of the voice acting. I was like, I don't want to listen to this, I gotta go. Because as much as I am proud of how I wrote it, it was from like a couple of months ago, and so it's at that stage where it's like, ugh, old writing, ugh, log, cringe. I'm always so confident, like, when I first write something and submit it, and then everybody likes it, and I'm like, yay, good. And then I eventually hear it in, like, the finished product, and I'm like, oh god, that was from months ago, ugh. I could do so much better. And then I die. But it was cool to have something that like all of Mielun touched as also as part of the concert, besides us singing together, of course. I liked that we had the lore video be something that all of us had a hand in. It was fun. We go with plan A, blame Kaya. If plan A fails, plan B, blame Yuno. If plan B fails, plan C, blame the alignment of the planets, Mars, and retrograde. Stop. Lynn did nothing wrong. Lynn can do no wrong ever. That is my wife. Lynn is incapable of doing wrong. Never satisfied with your writing performance, only the now is tolerable. Real. Correct. Take of my bow goes well. I know you don't like them, but you need to take it. It is very funny that he is an owl that just despises bugs. I'm just like, bro, aren't you supposed to be able to eat those? Pretty poisonous. Wretched. Yeah, he calls them wretched. It's so funny. The wretched thing will get the best of care. I still need to get one more thing. Frick. I'll have to go look for more fish. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be fish, but I just feel like fishing is easier. But yeah, in the end, I do think that Munkusai turned out really well. I am grateful to everybody who participated. I like the set list. The set list was mostly chosen by Kaya. She tried to choose, like, group songs that were, like, as school-coded as possible. I think Lynn also suggested a couple. I am really bad at suggesting songs. So I didn't really have a hand in that. And then from there, we had everybody kind of, like, pick songs they wanted to sing for, like they would be okay with being assigned to it. And then from there, Kaya assigned parts for everybody that participated. And it turned out quite lovely. Eesh. And I'm glad that you guys liked it too, although I think it's very funny that, like, the song that was supposed to be the opening song got hit by the big hammer of SME. Darn it, Smee. Bro rhymed. They do that a lot when it comes to catching the creatures in this game, like catching the bugs and the fish. They always make, like, little puns and, like, silly little jokes based on the creature that you catch. Hooty hoo. Bro just said he tried to grow a mustache. I cannot imagine Blathers with a mustache. Let's go. Dono goal of specimens. I did pay him enough in fish and bugs and fossils in order to be able to open a museum. Yes. In hindsight, I think Blathers might have undiagnosed ADHD. Are we sure it's ADHD? It could be the other one. I guess it could be both, though. They do tend to, both exist within a person at the same time. So I guess technically it could be both. We don't know for sure. Okay, so shop should come in-game tomorrow. Museum is set up and should be ready soonish. All that's really left is for me to continue gathering resources, I guess? Because I don't think they let you start scouting out people to invite to the island. I do have access to, like, a free Nook Miles ticket. Because Tom Nook gives you one as part of, like, your completion of tasks. Comorbid. Yes, that's what it's called. Human mind cannot picture that level of gentleman. I do think that Blathers' design is extremely cute. I was very much enamored by him when I first played this game. And what can I say? I love a person with a hyperfixation who can info dump. If my... I don't know why I started the sentence like that. I was just going to say, I think an ideal quote-unquote partner, I guess, if we're gonna go that way, for me, is just somebody who can yap about literally whatever, and then my job is just to sit there and listen. I think it's because I have to do so much yapping as part of, like, being a streamer and, like, being a content creator, but I kind of like it when I am with people who are capable of doing more of the yapping for me. And I'm just like, thank God. I don't have to talk as much now. So I always end up being endeared towards characters that have something they're really passionate about and they can just, like, ramble for a long time. The dorks is. Oh, sweet, a boot! Oh, thank you for the head pat. Thank you. Yaps listens is usually the boy chore. Well, open your mind. Consider having a girl who listens. Yappers love when yappers yap affectionately about their hyperfixations. Yes. I make myself talk more for the sake of streaming. But honestly, like, when I'm not on stream, I feel like I am much quieter. I tend to prefer staying mostly quiet, to be quite honest. Because everybody's just like, we've been new. We knew that. And I'm like, yes, but I'm telling you. How do I do this again? Ah, frick. Well, fuck that up. Also, bug. Where'd he go? Oh, did I not get him fast enough? That's so freaked up, he went behind the tree! Well, that's fine, I guess. The girl who listens sounds like a DC Universe villain. I mean, that depends. Well, how much has she heard? What does she know? like somewhere in the middle. I could yap about my hyperfixations, but I have to feel very comfy. I mean, that makes sense. I think most people are kind of like that. Something holding on to your power level so you don't get, like, you don't expose it too quickly. Okay. No money rock yet. Do I really need it? No. Do I want it? Yeah. Well, speaking of money rock, I could plant a money tree in this spot. Right next to this little patch of flowers I'm growing. I'll consider. Come on. Too far. Oh, now you look that way. The minute I reposition, of course. This game's got jokes. Love the game soundtrack and Yuno's BGM overlapping for double the music. The BGM is on? Why are you only telling me this now? Why is it on this screen? I thought it was intentional. I'm not listening to my BGM. I don't have it monitored right now. I didn't know that it was on. Thought it was on purpose? No. Never on the gaming screen. When I'm gaming, I always prioritize the game audio. The only time I turn the music on, or like turn on different music, is if I'm playing a game that doesn't really have music. I liked it. Well, you're weird. Why didn't you tell me? That's so embarrassing. I can't believe I've been yapping for like 90 minutes. Over a cacophony of shit. That's fucked up. Oh, new fish. Yellow birds have to sit somewhere. Ha 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 ha. I just figured Animal Crossing music was so mellow that you're playing your BGM for something more lively. No. The sad thing is that, like, Animal Crossing, you can't, like, adjust the levels of the background music. If it was possible for me to mute the background music, then maybe I would play something else as the backing track for us, but unfortunately, it does not allow you to mute it. Probably because the Animal Crossing music is some of like the main draw of the series. So I suppose they would just be like that. Can I still donate to Blathers now that I have met the goal? I mean, I think so. I don't see why he'd say no. Oh, no. Okay. Dang it. I might have to time travel. It might be time to time travel so we can get these things built. Let me go put some stuff in storage. Ooh, she's cheating. Ooh, she's manipulating the game. It's a feature, not a bug. Therefore, it's fine. If they didn't want us to be using this, then, you know, why not? I was so surprised yesterday. I thought nice a concert, and then it was like it has a story too. Oh, are you talking about the intro video? Yeah. That was kind of to like explain what had happened in a way with Moon Kasai. Because we came up with the whole idea and we planned it out during a stream on Kaya's channel. So I wanted to kind of explain why Moon Kasai ended up becoming just a concert. And the things that happened. I kind of implemented the struggles that we had with getting the actual festival portion to happen. Obviously, I made up an in-lore reason, rather than, like, taking advantage of what had actually happened, because that would be mean. But I wanted to have kind of, like, a reason for why it didn't turn out the way that we had initially planned it, but that we still wanted to try and make it work with what we had. And still make something special in the end. So I hope that that came across well. She's not waiting in real time the hard way. Yeah, no, because otherwise I would just be stuck running around here continuing to collect fish and bugs, and I don't have enough space in my pockets. So, like, it's fine. I was thinking about time traveling a lot more, honestly. So that I could have been, like, way ahead and we would just be focusing on, like, villager hunting in this stream. But I didn't, because I'm a good girl. So anyway, let me hide my capture from you guys really quick. No Pockets should have played as a guy. What is it with you and all of these comments about, like, the differences between men and women today? You good? Who hurt you? Who has hurt you this day? What is happening? Let's see. Date and time. Synchronize clock off. Cargo pants flex. Cargo pants moment. Like nothing happened. Just a fashion observation. I guess that's fair. Technically, my character is wearing like a blouse and a skirt. She would not have very deep pockets. She had to literally get a recipe to learn how to better optimize space in her pockets to get one more row. She's not doing so great. He's here again? Bruh. Can you leave? This guy pissed me off. Hi, Tom. Everyone's cooperation? Me. My cooperation. Okay, shop is open. Museum still needs another day. Yippee! Oh, somebody's interested in coming to the island, huh? Interesting. Wow. The fucking welcome home cheater is crazy. Leave me alone. I was like you once. I used to also think that it was cheating to use the time travel, but like, it's an option. We simply must do what we gotta do. Okay. We've also finally begun the turnip, the stock exchange, literal. A sphinx? Jesus. That's just a whole sphinx. Okay, sure. Whatever you say, man. Water flowers. Also, happy February 2nd, guys. Wow. I can't believe it's already February 2nd. It's been so long. It's been like a whole day. Wow. Crazy. Fax, no printer. I knew someone who used to say that a lot. Fourth, it's not. I changed it to the 2nd. Isha doesn't want you to know this, but you can just take them. I mean, I guess so. Damn. Never would have thought. Ooh-wee. It's almost February 3rd, isn't that weird? Yeah, weird. Oh, it's one of the Able sisters. They're so cute. Oh, Miss Yuna!
Led you here. What a meaningful connection.
Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in. Hi. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Oh, follower goal completed too. Thank you. Hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Guys, did you like Yuna's part in Moon Kazai? I did. I really liked their cover for Slip Academy. It kind of lived in my head for a while. Ooh, they did really good. The concert turned out so well, thank you. It's mostly thanks to Kaya. It was mostly just my job to host it on the channel, but thank you. It only turned out as good as it did because you guys were also such good singers and participants. Really big fan. Big fan of your work. Oh, right. I forgot she just appears, like, randomly for a little bit. Well, I guess not randomly, but she doesn't set up shop right away. I think we have to prove that there's enough demand first. Hope the Animal Crossing has been cozy. It has, yes. I'm enjoying it. This is my third time, I think, restarting this game. I had an island originally when the game first came out, and then I restarted like a couple years after that, and then this is my third time playing it again. Really? Yeah. Yeah. Tried this game and just could not get into it. I'm usually the same. I am not really a big fan of, like, games where there isn't like objectives to it. So like a lot of the early game I like because they're like, oh, you have to unlock this shop, you have to get this many items, you have to do all this. And that's great for me in like the first like couple weeks of playing the game. But as soon as you get to the point where they're like, okay, we don't really have anything else that you have to do. Now you just kind of choose what you want to do. The minute we get to that, I'm out. I don't know why I'm like that. Like, I just prefer having like a list of things that I have to like complete or like some sort of overarching narrative, but there isn't really a narrative in this game. And it's really just like you make island occurs. We're so goal-brained, we need tasks. No, literally. I tried this game in bed and I fell asleep in 2 hours. Oh yeah, peak cozy. If you're playing it in a spot where you are just too cozy, you are going to fall asleep, it's true. I've never fallen asleep playing a game until this game. I mean, that's either a testament to how cozy it really is, or also just a testament to it not appealing to your taste, which is totally fine. It's honestly understandable. I had friends who were into this game when it first came out, so everybody was like, especially because it was during, like, the pandemic, the panini, everybody was playing it, so a lot of the time it was just me, like, using it as an excuse to visit friends virtually. So I was, like, visiting my friends virtually, going to their islands, whacking them with my net. If it works, it works. So I think that's also part of why I still have a little bit of, like, nostalgia for it, a little soft spot. I think it's what I was lacking. I got the game, like, 3 years too late. Ah, yeah, that's fair. Well, if you ever decide, if you ever feel like giving it another go, I would love to visit your island and we could, like, hang out and I'll whack you with a net. I'll chase you around. If that's what you want. Because I do think playing it with friends is really fun, especially if you invite friends over during, like, bug catching or fishing competitions so you guys compete together to catch a lot of, like, fish or bugs. It ends up making it a little bit more enjoyable. Older games had, like, better multiplayer, like, collaborative, like, mini games that you could play. But, like... They didn't really do that for this game, which is kind of a bummer. They were just like, just invite friends to your island and do whatever. And it's kind of on you to, like, make the games and make them interesting, which can be fun, but it's more fun when it's built in, too. My island is bachelor pad. Well, so is mine, because I just restarted, so it's okay. we can have bachelor pad islands together. It's all good. Yippee! Okay, so we've got a desk, a singular folding chair in the corner of the building. I'm not going to talk about what that makes me think of. The coffee maker is nice, but I don't like that it's red. I wish that you could change colorway of stuff that appears in the shop, but you have to wait until the right colorway appears. I love catching bugs, especially in Bethesda games. Something tells me we're not talking about the same kinds of bugs. I can't say for sure, though. Okay, I think I need this. I don't need these ones, so I guess I will get this. Recipe book. I love the way that that they, like, echo each other. Excellent purchase. Tiny little baby text. They're so cute. A timeout, pensive fist. Yeah, no, true. That's the timeout corner. These kids just opened shop and they already made a space so that they can go to timeout. That's crazy. I guess that's what happens when you open a shop with your sibling. Mint wrapping paper. Interesting color choice. Right, and then they did mention the wallpapers, but I don't need that. I have all the pom-pom pudding stuff in my house. Mint wrapping paper. Mint. Is sound. Not it. Please. I'm not trapping men in paper. I heard that too. Sick and twisted. Sick and twisted, you are choosing to interpret my words on purpose to fulfill an agenda, and I'm not really a fan of that. That's crazy. I'm scared of you now. There is nothing to be afraid of. I do not possess paper. Completely misheard that. No! Stop. Oh look, they built houses. Okay, these houses are kind of cute. I forget if they don't get their custom houses either, right? I think I would have to decorate for them. Oh yeah. Mira, this is such a bachelor pad. The sleeping bag, the ugly block table. Oh god, I am so sorry for the villagers that, like, the first 5 villagers you get all have to settle for these, like, bachelor pad ass houses. And it's so sad. Because sometimes their houses are so much cuter. Like, their actual, like, houses that are themed to them are so much cuter than this. And then you go into their houses and they just look like this. And it's just like, oh, yep. Rudy having the pink wood stuff is really cute, though. You want to give paper so the Oni writes, but there is a 50-50 shot she origamis you into jail. That's a crazy statement. I thought that was another corner chair. No, it's a corner sleeping bag. And then this is a DIY table. Nice house, Rudy. Mid to late day home strength routine. Finally do jumping jacks without ripping a hole in my home. Was that a problem with the tent? The first time? Rudy? He just goes to the corner to stare at the wall. He's just like, yep, I admitted that to the island representative. I hope she doesn't think I'm weird. As I'm just like, no, I was thinking that even like 2 days ago, buddy. Thanks, though. My legit first job out of college, I had to move across the country and had no bed. I used a sleeping bag on the floor for the first week. Well, okay, that is fair. That is fair. It's if you choose to not update that, where I have to become concerned for you. It's if you choose to not update that, where I'm like, one concern. It was comfy? Are you good? I mean, I guess if you had, like, a really high-quality sleeping bag, I could understand. No, I am not good. I'm realizing this now. Update it to a mattress on the floor. At that point, just get the rest thing for the bed. Just get the bed frame, dude. Don't have it just sit directly on the floor. At least get, like, some sort of lift. Bruh. Every day I grow concerned for you guys. But that requires going out to the store when I can be home watching anime. Guys, please. Guys. Come on now. Okay, which one is a new one? I think I've caught these two. Yeah, I've given him a crush and carp as well. So I think this is the new fish. So you also go here. I didn't realize the little touch of actually being able to hear the construction behind this thing. Proof I haven't really played this game on, like, a monitor with, like, my proper headphones. I'm just like, oh wow, all these little atmospheric sounds. I've never heard them before. I missed! There we go. I've already caught a damselfly. I thought I hadn't, and that's why I was chasing it. Oops. If I didn't have a mattress with a bed frame, I would have settled with a futon on the hard floor to benefit my back further. Does that benefit your back? I feel like it wouldn't. But also, I don't really know these things. I've just always slept on, like, a normal bed. I had it comfortable when I was a kid before I had an actual bed. Interesting. I mean, just because you find it comfortable doesn't necessarily mean it's good for your back. At least I wouldn't think so. But I don't know for sure, though. I am not aware of these things. I do not have the awareness. Okay. So I need to go talk to Nook to do the shop opening celebration thing. Oh, he's still talking on the phone. Include a lovely furnished home. We'll set up your move-in date at a later time. That phone is nowhere near his ears. Well, he can still hear, though. That's great. Got caught up in the excitement of persuading them to move here, and I may have promised them fully furnished homes. 3 homes, setting aside the land, preparing all the furnishings. It's just too much for one raccoon. As he looks at me and sighs pointedly. But you know, as he taps his little paws together. Here you are in my hour of need. It most certainly must be fate. Me looking at the fact that I named this place Fated Isle. Wow, you know Hanaki reference. I guess. He knows your channel tagline. He can see into the Switch 2 and figure out who I am. Of course. What choice do I have, though? I like how he's like top secret instructions, and I'm just like what? Yippee. Alright. Building a bridge across a river. Worry they'll run out of space on land that is easily accessible. Bridge will open things up a bit, make it easier to get to housing plots. Okay. What do I need for the bridge kit again? Right, they make me make the really yucky bridge log stakes. These things. They need a regular wood. So I think I need like 12. Whoops. I need like 12 wood in order to make 4. Okay. Once again, we are back on the grind of chopping trees. For regular wood. But actually give me like a quick moment. I'm going to run to the little Oni room, and then I will be back. This game isn't really one where you need to pause, so I will just have her sit on the bench. Where's this man getting his power from? I mean... Animal logic. Animal logic, surely. Should move the position of this Suno so you can actually see her. We'll do that then. Okay. Be right back.
Oi. I return. Hello. Oi.
Oh, thank you for the stretch. Oi. What's Kragan back? I didn't say back. Anyway. I said I return. If anything, you should have said hi return.
Oi.
Did you bring snacks? No. I'm actually going through tummy hurt right now. So there's no way I would be bringing snacks. Tummy hurt real bad. So I probably won't stream for too much longer. Just long enough to, like, complete some of these here tasks. Trying to remember what else I needed to do. He gave me the request for the thing that I need to prep for the houses, right? Right, the bridge kit. I need to get wood. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you. You've been visited by the intestinal distress demons. Hitomi wanted a very specific thing for dinner last night. And we ordered from the same restaurant, like, but we live in different places, so the quality differs. Hers turned out good. Mine didn't. Mine did not. And I think that that is coming to bite me in the ass now. Unfortunately. I hear it. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Here, buddy. Oh no, yeah. I kind of knew. I still ate it because it didn't taste bad, but I kind of had a feeling that it wasn't gonna settle well. McDonald's? No, it actually wasn't McDonald's. It actually wasn't McDonald's. She wanted this, broccoli and, sirloin Alfredo pasta. And the sirloin that was on top of my pasta was tiny, not pre-cut, and very, like... I'm still learning, like, steak and, like, beef terms, so I'm going to try to explain this. It was chewy, but it was also, like, fatty. And it was impossible to cut with a knife because it was so, like, stringy? And, like, not... Like, I couldn't... It was very hard to, like, pull it apart to, like, get it into pieces to eat. So I feel like it was just, like, a really fatty cut, maybe? And then I also just think it wasn't, like, cooked well. Not rare, then? No, it was not very well cooked. It was not overcooked. It was not well done. It was, like, pink-ish. When I ordered it medium, I think. It was either medium or medium rare. But the cut of beef was not ideal, I guess. For cooking, if it was that hard to cut, it was very bad. I was telling Hitomi I basically had to, like, rip at it with my teeth in order to make any sort of progress. He's melting. This poor guy. Now he looks like a kid at the bar. I gave him the bar because I thought he looked kind of funny standing behind it, like he was a snowman running a bar. But now that he's starting to melt, he looks like he's a kid. Happy juice, please. But he's gonna melt soon. That's sad. I forgot the snowmen don't stick around long. I don't know beef, but that sounds gross. It was pretty gross, it must be said. Like, it still tasted fine, which is why I was willing to put up with it, but I kind of knew based on the texture that odds were high that I wasn't going to end up liking it or that it was gonna kick my ass. And then lo and behold, ass kicked. Admittedly quite belatedly, so at least I don't think it's food poisoning. But it has not settled well in my tummy. When I woke up this morning, I felt pretty icky. So I made myself, like, food to try and counteract it. Because sometimes that ickiness can be chalked up to being hungry for me. Like, sometimes I just get so hungry randomly that I, like, will throw up if I don't eat. So I ate something, thinking that that would help. It didn't. It did not. Any such cases... The stomach acid sloshes in your empty stomach menacingly. Such is my entire freaking life, bro. I mentioned this the other day during the tier list stream, but like, I have consistently had stomach acid problems for a lot of my life. My body and digestion is just kind of wacky crazy. Like, I'll go weeks without having any symptoms, and then suddenly my body is like, tummy ache time. And then I have a tummy ache for, like, the entirety of the day, and then randomly, when it finally goes away, it's like, now you're hungry. And I'm just like, ugh. Why can't I win? Stomach ache for opposite reason. Consume Prilosec? What does Prilosec even do? I honestly don't know. I've heard of Prilosec, but I don't know what it does. Prilosec. Heartburn and acid reflux. It's not really... I mean, I guess it's kind of acid reflux. Lowers your stomach acid production? You want the simpler, complex answer? I mean, I would love to know the complex answer because I like listening to people talk about stuff they're educated on. However, I probably will not understand the complicated answer, so maybe start simple. Maybe start simple for the sake of my brain. Because I am especially bad at the sciences, so if there's too much science involved in the complicated answer, I might die. Reduce acid production into the stomach is the simple answer. Oh, I see. So Nettle was right about that. I don't like when my chemicals are sentient. Bro, real. That's very fair.
No.
This axe, I swear. Hanaki, welcome in. This way? Oh, it's about to cross the river. It is crossing the river. Okay. We need all of the items we can get. So if I see a balloon, I gotta pop it. Whoops, too far. No! It was on the land! Why did it pop off? That's so messed up. It landed! Why did it jump? That's so fricked. Catchable cluds? Okay, game. You think you're funny. You think you're funny and you think you have jokes. Destroyer. Congratulations on the 50 stream streak. That's crazy. That means you watch a lot of Yuno. 50 years of Buno. Yeah, every stream that you've caught is actually a year's worth of time. Complex binds to and permanently breaks the hydrogen transfer proteins in the cells lining the stomach. This prevents them from creating hydrochloric acid in the stomach. Oh. Maybe I do need Prilosec then. Because if it means that it would just reduce stomach acid production like that, then I could see that actually being really good for me and my tummy. Because I've always had problems with overabundance of tummy acid. Have I told you guys about how Mondays used to be very cursed? I feel like I have. I think I've mentioned this story before. But Mondays were like particularly cursed for my tummy ache era. Retell it? Okay. If you insist. Steel frame wall? Crazy. But basically there was a period of time in, I believe, 4th grade where I was consistently getting very, very sick every Monday. Which I know is very funny now, considering I have, like, a weekly Monday show that I try to not miss, even if I am ill. But, like, so I was consistently getting sick, and we only found out later that it was because of how I was eating this particular food that Onimama and I had a tradition of getting every Sunday. But to tell the rest of the story, no matter what I did, no matter how I was feeling even before going in to school, I would get sick, like, in class. Like, first thing in the morning, the minute class would start, I would get sick. And I would flow up. It doesn't matter what I had in the morning, I would flow it up. It doesn't matter how good I felt, like, waking up and, like, going through my morning routine. I would get to school, a certain point in the day, certain point in the morning specifically, my stomach would just immediately rebel. I'd get sick, I'd flow up. So it was getting to a point where I was consistently missing school, like, every Monday, because it was always specifically Mondays where this would happen, and I would just get sick. And then they'd send me home, because this was back in the era where, like, if you were throwing up, you were considered to be, like, not really contagious, but, like, that you were too sick to continue staying in class. So they would always send me home. And it pissed Onimama off, because she would be at work, and she'd have to keep leaving work to come get me, or, you know, risk having me be absent every freaking Monday to deal with this illness. And then, like, after I had that, like, morning of flowing up, I would just have to, like, go back to bed, really, and then I'd wake up and I'd be fine. And so Onimama was starting to think that I was just trying to, like, make myself throw up so that I wouldn't have to go to school. And I was like, no, I want to go to school. We have a spelling test. Because Mondays were also the days that we always had our spelling tests. Why would I want to miss that? I'm a nerd. I was actually frustrated I had to keep missing the spelling tests and that I had to take them later in the week. I hated how often I was having to miss school. There was literally a point where I went to school to take the spelling test on a Monday. And I was really trying to power through it, but I felt my stomach starting to rebel and I was like, uh-oh. But I tried to ignore it. I tried to focus on my test, and then I started, like, trembling, and I had to tell the kid sitting next to me to get the teacher's attention because I was going to flow up. I probably traumatized him because I flew up all over myself in the seat next to him. And then the teacher had to come, like, you know, escort me. She, like, brought the trash can over. She had to, like, escort me out of the classroom so I could go continue to barf. It was bad. I wouldn't throw up on a Monday. I get to be a nerd on that day. Literally. But it was really bad, and it was because it was stomach acid too. Like, it got to a point where Onimama was like, well, maybe you're just eating too much in the mornings, so let's try to cut down breakfast. And so I wouldn't really eat anything at breakfast, and I'd go to school on an empty stomach, and then I was still flowing up, and I was specifically throwing up the stomach acid. And so we found out, the thing that we would always eat on Sunday nights was from a local Italian place. And I would get spaghetti with plain sauce, because I didn't really like meat sauce back then. Fun fact, as a kid, I was also, like, low-key kind of a vegetarian. I didn't really eat meat ever. I didn't start eating meat until middle school. Or, like, enjoying meat, I guess. I pretty much never had meat in anything that I consumed. I just didn't really like it. Very, very picky. So anyway, spaghetti with, like, a plain tomato sauce, like a red sauce. And we discovered that it was the sauce that was doing it to me. because the tomato sauce was very acidic, it was just causing my stomach to develop like an abundance of stomach acid. And then my little body, my little baby tummy couldn't handle all that. And so, we had to, we didn't stop eating that food because it made both of us really sad to think that I couldn't have it anymore. But what we had to do is I had to start ordering the spaghetti with the sauce like on the side, and the restaurant started catering to us specifically because we ordered from them all the time and they knew us. They catered to us specifically where they made like a styrofoam cup full of the tomato sauce, and I had to only add like little bits of it to my pasta. I basically had to barely put sauce on my noodles in order to be able to stomach the sauce. I couldn't have too much of it. Like, I couldn't let the restaurant control the portion of the sauce. Even when I like went in to eat at the restaurant, I had to ask them to put the sauce on the side for me because the default amount of sauce was just too much for my little stomach. And then once we did that, it was okay, and I didn't keep getting sick on Mondays anymore. But there was like a period of time, like multiple weeks, where every Monday I was getting sick, and Onimama was like so certain that I was faking. She was so certain that I was faking because of the fact that it was specifically only on Mondays, and I was just like, I wouldn't do that though. Why would I do that? That's not something I would ever want to do. You know? Faking throwing up, or like making myself sick so I didn't have to go to school. And this was also like in an era where I also enjoyed school, so the idea that I would fake an illness to not go to school is also just crazy to little me. Because I loved school. I loved school, I loved learning. I wouldn't have a reason to like want to ditch it like that. Is the issue still as severe for you nowadays? Oh no. I've gotten a lot better about my average, like, consumption of tomato sauce related products. I can handle decent amounts of ketchup now. I can usually handle a pasta with a red sauce, but I've started to kind of prefer white sauces because they just don't cause me problems in that way at all. The thought of an elementary school kid learning the secrets of bulimia to dodge school sounds terrifying. I know, right? I'm really glad that it never became, like that for me. I feel very blessed to be a girl who never really had issues with, like, body dysmorphia in that way. Like, I don't really care much about, like, weight stuff, and I enjoy food too much to really want to restrict myself. If I had gotten into any sort of habit like that when I was younger, I feel like that would have been really dangerous. Do you handle wine well or similar issues? Almost everyone I know that can't handle tomato sauce also has issues with wine. I've not personally had any problems when I have had sangria. I've never really consumed a lot of straight wine. The one time I had like a actual like wine was like a white wine. I kind of avoid red. Just by nature of not really enjoying the taste of it. But, like, my main exposure to wine is through, sangria. I really like sangria. Okay, that's enough wood. So I should be able to make 4 of those steaks now to make the bridge. Don't call me bougie. If you handle sangria, wine should be okay. Yes, I'm just saying I don't really reach for wine. I tend to prefer sangria. There was a pomegranate sangria at the ramen restaurant that I went to a lot in college that I loved. I was addicted to it. And then during like the fall and winter seasons, they had like a seasonal green apple sangria that was based on white wine instead of red. So fucking good. Oh my god. That's always where I went after like a long week of papers and exams. So good. I need to make 4. Now I should be able to make the bridge kit. Where is she? There you are. Tomatoes are famous for causing reflux, also orange juice. Oh my god, you're so right. Me puking up that orange juice when I was a kid might have just been a sign that my body was just rejecting things that caused too much acid. That's crazy. Also, the doctor was the one that confirmed all of this. It wasn't just my mom experimenting. I should say, because of how often I was getting sick every Monday, she did eventually take me to the doctor. Like, one of the times I got sick, she was like, all right, I'll let you stay home from school, but we're taking you to your doctor, like, right now. And I was like, okay, I don't feel good. And then, the family doctor, who was very, very, very kind and, like, a family friend on top of being a really good doctor, was the one who determined that it was because of all of the tomato sauce. Little baby could not handle all that tomato sauce. I can handle it now. I just purposefully make sure that I'm always doing it in small doses. I do not want to, run the risk of it getting worse by doing otherwise. TBH. Wouldn't think having your child following up weekly on schedule feels quite right. Oh yeah, no. She was very suspicious, like I said, but she thought that it was because I was trying to fake it to get out of school, but then she was like, this keeps happening though. Man. But it is even. Frick. Hate how angry they get when it comes to making these bridges. What do you mean? This is literally a... Okay. Now you're just pissing me off, bro. Is this enough for you? Okay. This is fine. Anyway, as a doctor, I advise you to avoid weird beef sirloin dishes and tomato sauce. I guess it's an estuary. I guess. Whatever, I don't even care anymore, frick. I don't even give a fricky. I don't give a heck. Hi, sir. I placed the bridge. It's all good. What do you need for the houses? You gonna send me all the apple stuff now? Gonna give someone an apple house. Okay. I think I have enough to get the tools one now. Well, I have to get this eventually too. Pretty good tools. I do think another good quality of life thing that they added with this big update was making it so that whenever you're crafting, you can automatically use stuff from your storage instead of having to take the materials that you need out of storage to make whatever you need to make. It's very nice. Very nice, very useful. Okay. I need to figure out where I'm going to put these houses. These fellas are in alignment. think it would be nice if I could space them out better. Well, not like better, but like I want to be able to put them like close to one another-ish, but like give them space that they have yards. Because I think eventually it would be nice to do the thing where I completely customize everybody's houses so that they match their aesthetique and also the aesthetique of the island that I haven't decided yet. My immersion, you need to carry those 4 telephone pole-sized logs for the bridge into the workshop and then put in your pocket. Yeah. Yeah. Aesthetique. Indeed. I did say that, yes. Oh no, that's too high, that's too high, that's too high. No, 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 no. Lower. Still too high. I think this would be correct. Looks good to me. It might be off by like a pixel, but it's fine, honestly. If I really want to get sweaty about it, once I have like more control and can do like all of the terraforming and stuff, I can just set it up and like switch them as I need to make the space proper. There are also like patterns you can get or like set up online so that you can actually like mark on the ground like where you want to put each building. So I could also just do that if I really want to get sweaty. If I really want to get sweaty. I've got some ideas. Okay. Why does this island look like the shape of Pom Pom Pudding's head? That would be a pretty banger setup for an island, though, it must be said. I do think that would be pretty epic. Good afternoon. Wow, good morning. I suppose you needed the extra eep, huh? I hope you rested well. Hope that was a good rest. Good rest time. Too high again. I don't want it to be like right next to the museum. I want it to be like close to this house. How's this? I feel like this isn't right. Nope, out of alignment. There are some people that have like changed their island layouts to make it look precisely like a specific shape. There is a couple of Animal Crossing YouTubers, I guess, and like streamers that I watch that like get really into like sticking to a specific theme and like doing all of the terraforming for it and stuff. And I'm just like, that's crazy. I love that for you. Me personally, don't know if I could do it. This looks in alignment to me. I'll go with it. Mass resetting for that specific island layout. I can't say anything because I did that. I wanted a heart pond, and then I settled for a plot that didn't have a pond. My redemption. Yeah, supplies. We need that. Oh, these aren't in alignment though. Ugh, 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 ugh. It's fine. I don't give a shit. It's fine. I could have made it so that they were more directly, like, next to each other in this way, but that would have been hard to properly map out without drawing on the ground. Nuggies! It annoys me that despite all the terraforming, you can't move the town hall. Yeah, part of my resetting was in hopes that I would get a good placement for my residence center, which is honestly not too bad. Once the building properly spawns in, it's going to basically be a straight shot to the airport. So I'm not mad at that. That was something I didn't realize would actually be, like, quite useful until, Hitomi brought it up. But yeah, there were enough good things about this island, map when I decided to give it a try that I was willing to stick with it. Because I wanted a cool color airport rather than all of the bold colors. Also, I didn't want green. It was giving me a lot of, like, orange and green, and I didn't want either of those. So getting blue is nice. I'll accept blue. Starter fruit being apples, not as ideal, because I wanted to have a different fruit so that me and Hitomi could trade fruit. Now we both have apples. And then, the placement with the residence hall is good, and the starter villagers are passable. I like Rudy. Mira is fine. I don't hate her. If I had a choice of sisterly, I would have wanted Cherry. And one of my resets, I did actually get Cherry, but then the person that she was paired up with was not ideal. It was Coach. I actually had Coach as my starter villager on my very first island when I played the game during the Panini. So that was the main reason I turned that island down. I was like, man, I love Cherry, but I've already had Coach. And Coach is sweet, but then also one time when Hitomi was re-rolling, she got Coach and she was like, he's so ugly. And I was like, oh, how could you say that? That's my son. That's literally my baby. You can't say that about him. Which was kind of funny. The disrespect. Okay, houses up to museum. Maybe I want to try and put a house like over here. Oh, you can really see the lack of alignment on the map. I'm gonna choose not to see it. I lined those first two up so well, and then these two were just bleh. I'll fix it at some point. I did used to have Coach in my New Leaf town, and he kind of moved away after I wasn't interested in Bull Villagers. It's fun thinking about how in, like, New Leaf, a lot of it was more random. Also, their housing placements were so much more random. Now you, like, control every aspect. So, yes, you can make sure that it sticks with your, like, plan and your aesthetic, but it's admittedly a little bit less fun because sometimes the randomness of it is what makes it more enjoyable. At least to me, I think that is what made it a bit more enjoyable. I mean, I've biffed it a little, but maybe putting it here is decent? No, too close to the ledge. Okay. They don't let you build too close to the edge. Ow, son, the hedge. But no, I liked Coach. New Leaf was the first Animal Crossing I played. For a similar reason to what I was explaining earlier when I was talking about it with Ina. It was because of friends. Hitomi got me the Nintendo 3DS for a birthday, and then also got me Animal Crossing New Leafs that we could play together. And oops, I didn't mean to kick the snowball yet. I'm thinking, I'm learning how to communicate slowly. Please forgive. But yeah, she got me New Leafs that we could play together, and like visit each other's towns and stuff. I admittedly did not like New Leaf as much as I liked New Horizons, but I did still enjoy it. Like, I had a lot of fun with it, and that was also where I first met Marshall. And then I also really liked Cherry. Cherry was one of the, like, random people that moved to my town, I believe. She is a cute sisterly villager. I would have liked if it was her, who was here, but yeah. Cherish that 3DS and take good care of it. 3DS consoles have gotten expensive as heck. I've taken good care of my 3DS. I think the only thing that I think the only thing, though, is that I am missing the stylus for it. I think I am. I honestly don't remember. But I've been taking good care of it. I have a special little pouch for it. I've got all my games still. It charges, it works properly. Everything's good there. I am quite happy with it. Ugh, it's not centered! Whatever, fine. Whatever, I don't care, fine. Hate this game. 3DSs are expensive now? Yeah, the price has gone up a lot. Extinct consoles will do that. Oh, it's going this way. Never mind. Nope. Blue. Oh my god. Please don't look at me. I'm embarrassed by my showing. Snowflake Reef, cute! Styluses are fairly cheap. Stylus. Onikashima aim? What the fuck does that mean? What's that supposed to mean, huh? What are you trying to say? What do they mean by this? Ooh. Okay. I am going to go put all of this stuff into storage. I feel like I should also consider making like a DIY, or not DIY, but I feel like I should also consider making like a crafting table that I can keep inside of the house. So that way I don't have to like keep going to Mr. Nook's. I should consider doing that, I think. It said mounted black bass. You know what that means? It's a singing bass fish. Crazy that's one of the first items I get here. Stylus. I was playing something on my 3DS. I shouldn't say recently, because at this point it's been like a year since the recently. And that's when I realized I still didn't have I didn't have the stylus. But it was a game that didn't really need it, so it was fine. I don't know why they randomly spiked. The original DS never got expensive like this. You could buy a Switch 1 for cheaper. It's the, like... I think it's the fact that... I don't know how to articulate what I mean. Modability? I suppose so. Demand? I suppose so. There's a request tab, no? Yeah, there we go. Ah, see? Apple stuff. Apple TV? That's a streaming service. Animal Crossing was ahead of its time. Wow. Oh, good night. Eat well. I guess I'll just craft everything that I'm capable of crafting right now, and then get all of the stuff for the rest. The TV and the chair for their jeans. Yeah, the apple bottom jeans. Boots with the fur. I guess the good thing is that even though I am experiencing tummy hort, I am luckily playing a game that doesn't require too much, like, strenuousness. Ordinarily, when I feel tummy hurt like this, I just edge stream quickly because I want to go lay down, but this game is cozy enough that I'm not feeling extra nauseated. With the fur! Yeah, man. Yuno ball. I think I have to, in order to make the apple furniture, I just have to go grab apples. And honestly, it's kind of surprising that I have not grabbed any apples besides the default ones I had to get at the very beginning to make everybody apple juice. I've just been preoccupied with other tasks. Only partly paying attention while doodling, but I heard that and I'm so 2009 pilled I have to echo the song. I love that for you, bestie. Hope you're having fun with your doodles. I'm glad to be your background noise. Oh, but I have to use the block toy, and then I need the individual block toy, so I need to make more than that? Okay, I need to make 2 more block toys. I think I have enough to make 2. Oh, yeah, we're good. Feel that game's attention make me clench my stomach. That would be bad with tummy hort. Yeah, I am full of tummy hort. I was about to say Tommy. Tommy hort. But also true. Also real and true. Tummy ache survivor. Somehow I am still a survivor. I'm out of softwood. I need to get more wood in order to make that one. Okay. As class narration for this stream, I was audio only while digging. Could see perfectly anyway. Glad to help. Who hurt our boy Tommy? Who is Tommy? Half my diet is Pepto-Bismol. Ugh, I would be miserable. I hate Pepto-Bismol. That's the other thing about my particular flavor of tummy hort is that, like, I die whenever I have to take something that's supposed to be good at curing tummy ache. Tommy could be your new hubby? Huh? I didn't realize that I was in the market. Pretty sure I'm not. There's something very funny about being named Yuno Hanaki and then trying to introduce, like, a guy, to you guys and just him having the most, like, generic name on the planet. Just something about that image is very silly. Because normally I'm introducing my husband, Limbo, and that makes sense because I am named Yuno, he is named Limbo. There is just something about that that, like, makes sense because they're both kind of funky names. And then you try to imagine me introducing, like, this is my new partner, Thomas. And you're just like, who? What the hell? It just doesn't sound real. Have the pot. Wilbert. This is my new partner, Wilbert. Thomas. So formal. We need to find a Giorgio. He can make a da pasta for you. I don't think make a da pasta is good for my little baby Tumby. I must say. Garden chair, garden table, and bird bath. Interior items, stereo table, pansy wreath. Well, I can submit the stereo on the table. I don't have the wreath yet. Oh, no, I can't submit the other one because I need to get more wood. Every day I need to get more wood. Ugh. What about your exterior? Stone stool, stone table, clothesline. Okay. You... I have all of your stuff then. For the exterior. I'll have to make this actually look better when... the house is actually set up. Where's the ball in blue? Yippee! Need to get her a real Italian man. We need to find a British hubby. He can make the most boring cuisine that will never trigger the sensitive Tommy. No. I don't think I want to consume British cuisine. I do actually like spicy things and, like, flavor. I do actually like flavor is the thing. Thanks, though. Okay, you are the one that needs the apple stuff. I need to get apple things. Tommy is a picky guy. How dare you like food that tastes like food? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not really a fan of food that tastes like nothing. You know, hating on the Stargazy pie? I don't even know what the hell that is. You can't just make up words and call them food. What did you name your island? I came late to stream. Well, I did a lot of the beginning, like, preliminary work with, this game off stream, including naming it. But this island is named Faded Isle. Because I thought that was cute. Throw British pie, feature fish heads sticking out of the crust. Oh, barf. I hate seafood. You guys should know better than to suggest fish-related stuff to me. Barf and also gag. Garden chair, garden table, bird bath. Come on. Shit's so big. And then the bird bath. Guess I'm doing pretty decently on the exterior items then. Alright. And then... these are probably for the other house. Made up words is like half of British English. Yes, and I will continue to mock them for that. But especially if you just make up words that you then say are food. That's crazy to me. That's crazy and some BS, I think. furniture? Yeah, I don't have the chair yet. And then exterior items. Lounge, stool, water pump. Lounge. Stool. Water pump. Okay. So all the exterior items are good. I just need to get more wood to build for the interiors. Bubble and squeak. Made up fucking language. I mean, I already know that English is a made up language, though. I majored in it. I'm aware of how fucking dumb it is. Okay. I forgot that I was also going to make my own DIY table so that I wouldn't have to keep going to Nooks, but it's fine. I will just continue to go here. English is silly to its core and full of whimsy. Yeah, and then people keep trying to take the whimsy away, but it's fine. It's fine. Dang, I need a lot of wood. Softwood, regular wood. I need to go pick pansies, which I believe are my island flowers, so I'd have to go up top to pick the right colors. Wood. Okay. So I guess I will go to that upper layer and chop a bunch of trees and pick flowers and all that fun stuff. Whee! 3 of each flower. Whoops, picked a weed. Not what I was supposed to do. Red. Alright. Now, tree time. Right, I forgot he washed up here again. I'm not interacting with him. I'm not doing it again. I don't feel like it. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I guess I already chopped that one. Ignoring him, hoping he goes away. I don't know if he actually will go away if you don't interact with him. Gulliver left on the beach alone. Look, I did his quest, like, quote-unquote yesterday. And then when I time traveled, he's here again. Can he leave? Like, they just rescued him. You're telling me he can just reappear that quickly? I think that's kind of crazy. I think he's freaking stalking me or something. And I simply just think he should leave me alone, maybe. Is that so much to ask? Thoughts? He's paying the ocean currents to drag him here every time. My Yoshi. I simply must see her progress on her island, as I'm just like girl standing, holding my flimsy axe, clearly making no progress. Meow! What did I say? Deliberately washes up on your shores out of spite. He's like low-key paying off his crew so that they head to more turbulent waters so that he'll get thrown off the boat with the specific intention of being able to hang out on Faded Isle. And then every time I'm just like, why is this guy here again? Why won't he leave? Leave me alone, bro. And he just won't because he hates me. Well, he loves me and then he also hates me. Because he's torturing me like this. My god, 5,600? I forgot that shit's expensive. Wish this was a different colorway. Also expensive. My life as a sailor repeated shipwrecked onto an island so I can visit my beautiful, kind Oshi. I'll never get the message until you serve him a no trespass warning from the cops. The thing is, this island doesn't have police. We're too kind here. We're just like, haha, surely nobody would ever need... Surely nobody would ever, like, need police here. We just all get along so well. We're building a society together. As I'm just like, I cannot any sooner get this man off of my island. This man who smells like salt water and only talks about eating fish. No crime, but there's housing loans. Yeah, but like the nicest possible loans is the thing. Like you can make fun of the fact that it's got like a loan system, but he literally never pressures you to upgrade your house or to even pay off the loan once you choose to upgrade the house. Like he'll do the upgrade itself for free and then just charge you the loan. You can pay it back in small increments whenever. There's no interest. And you could literally just never pay it off if you don't really care about making your house bigger. So, like, honestly, pretty utopian. The clone shark with a gun lives rent-free in my head, but he's not. That's the thing, he offers it to you, and he does hope that you'll eventually pay him back, but, like, for the most part, he's not really that aggressive about it. I never really understood why people act like he's, like, an evil man. Yeah, he schemes a little, but in the end, his schemes don't really hurt you. He give you thing to do. And technically, you could just choose to ignore him. It's just that you can't really progress a lot until you talk to him about certain things. OG version on the GameCube, Nook never had to. Several villagers would remind you, wink wink, not to come up short on your loan payments. I like the idea that Nook is like this benevolent leader and then the rest of the villagers are his mafia in comparison. They are ride or die for this man and he doesn't know that. But he's just chilling. Although I did hear he used to be a lot more aggressive in older Animal Crossing games. And like mean to you as part of that. Wild to think about considering he's just so mellow now. Maybe that's what having kids will do. He adopted these two children to help him. And now he's just like, I cannot be mean, I am a father. Speaking of have you guys seen that, like, trending weird manga slash light novel thing that's, like, going around socials? The one that's, like, this... a hero character who like, went through a ton of trauma at the hands of, like, the big bad. And then the big bad... I'm trying to be more specific. Let me explain. And then the big bad, takes advantage of the fact that he, like, very tragically and suddenly lost his little daughter. She, like, de-ages herself to the same age as the daughter and then purposefully wipes her memories. So that way she just appears like an innocent little girl and starts, like, crying when he runs into her. And it prevents him from killing her, because he immediately sees, like, his daughter in her. And he hates that because he also recognizes that this is the big bad and that she must be doing this on purpose so he won't kill her. Aw, man, it went back in and before I could grab the frickin' thing. And I guess it's supposed to be one of those, like, jaded character softens up because he's raising a kid things. But it's also just crazy to me that they would go to all that trouble to... Oh, I got it. Thanks. Bagworm. Guess I'm a bragworm. Haha. But, like, people are kind of hating on it because, like, this guy literally went through hell at the hands of this, like, last boss character. And they think it's crazy that just because she happens to look like a kid now and has, like, seemingly lost all of her memories, that that's enough to convince him not to kill her, despite everything that he went through because of her. And I just wonder what the limit's eventually going to be when it comes to these, like, crazy, not really isekai, but, like, these crazy, like, plot points. Audience, I would punch a child. Like, from what I understand, from what I saw of, like, the actual plot for the story proper, his wife and daughter are in, like, this tragic, like, runaway carriage incident. Daughter dies instantly. Wife, is, like, left paralyzed and unable to speak, except for using, like, magic, like, letters. Like, she uses magic letters to convey her speech. And then the big bad lights their house on fire while she's inside of it. And he only gets there too late, like, after his disabled wife has burned. Like, he holds her body and, like, watches it crumble into ashes before him from the fire and is, like, screaming in agony. Which is crazy. And then, like, he runs into this girl and is like, I can finally take her down because she's made herself, like, weak and vulnerable. And then this kid's just like, ugh, but I'm just a baby. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where I am. And he apparently, like, doesn't do it because he immediately, like, sees his daughter's face in this kid. And I guess the implication is supposed to be that he's going to, like, adopt her and raise her. And it's gonna, like, stop him from being such, like, a jaded guy. And I'm like, that's kind of crazy. Like, the fact that he immediately figured out that it was part of the ploy and then he still just goes for it anyway is just a little bit weird, I suppose. But I guess if the point is that he was a hero who just became jaded, if the point is to, like, then make him soften up, I guess that's why? But there's just something about that that's, like, strange to me. If there's no memory or physicality, is it even really the big bad at all? A point is just taking out your revenge on something else entirely. I guess you may have a good point. This could just also be leaning into my dislike of amnesia as a plot device. In this case, it's specifically being done seemingly with the intention of taking advantage of his weakness for kids. Like the soft spot that he has for kids after losing his daughter. I don't know. Interesting to me, I suppose. But it's also just interesting to see all of the hate that it's getting, because everyone's just like, I would have crushed that child. Fuck her, to be honest. Like, a lot of people have said that they've dropped it after, like, reading just the beginning premise, because they think it's ridiculous. I understand the people who just say that it kind of is just coming across as, like, tragedy. Well, forgive the term. It obviously doesn't mean what I'm using it for, but, like, tragedy porn, and that, like, they make the main character go through a ton of shit in order to, like, justify what happens in the rest of the story. And it's, like, really traumatic for that character and sad. And I just kind of wonder, like, oh, I need 20 apples. I need to go pick way more apples. I just wonder why specifically this one is causing all of the ire, or is this just like a case of like straw that broke the camel's back when it comes to these plot lines? Like, I wonder if people are just like getting more sick of it and like are less willing to tolerate these sorts of shenanigans because of how many times we've seen things like this. Kind of wondering what the big bad endgame is. If it's just not die, why be a big bad that did all that stuff initially? If there's something grander, how is it not an ass pull for how the big bad actually had control of the situation? True. True. Sounds kind of like why I never finished ReZero. I just couldn't stomach the pro tag getting kicked repeatedly while on the ground. I never really consumed ReZero. It just didn't really seem like something I would like. I'm not usually into that brand of fantasy. But it would be interesting if there's like an entire... Well, not entire, I guess. But like if people are starting to become more tired of those like... inflict a bunch of tragedy onto the character and then just like never give them a fucking break types of things in order to like justify their actions, no matter how like weird or out of pocket they might be. Good God, how much torture does this man have to go through? I felt that. Felt that. Okay, all I have left to craft is the wooden chair, and I think I just need one more wood. Okay. Oh, the axe also broke. I forgot. Let me run into my house and get my medicine. I feel like too many authors are forgetting the point of earn your happy ending is the happy ending. I can see that. I think, though, it's because there are a lot of people who want, like... Well, okay, this is where the argument kind of becomes, do you consume your, do you consume media for, escapism, or do you consume it for, like, experiencing a real-ish story, like, vicariously through a character, I guess. Because I feel like that is the case for some people, too, where, like, they'd prefer to have a slightly more realistic story as well. But, you know, the sad thing is having to think about realistic stories meaning, like, constant misery. But I also agree that there is a problem with, like, a lot of narratives nowadays kind of focusing a lot more on, like, grittiness and, like, just, like, overall, like, sad things. And it does, I do agree that I feel like there's been, like, less, like, soft payoff in comparison. Like, they do all of this stuff and then they don't really give the character, like, relief. Like, when I talk about fan fiction, I very rarely consume angst because I prefer either angst with a happy ending or hurt comfort, which is specifically, like, the character goes through a bunch of pain, but then they will be comforted and they will make it through that bullshit that they just went through. And I feel like the actual, like, main, I guess to lack of a better term, like, the main canon IPs and, like, canon materials for these things are doing that less. And it kind of feels like it's becoming more, like, concentrated on just bad, and then just, like, an endless stream of bad. And there is, like, you could get into an argument about catharsis, too. The idea of something being cathartic is, like, you see an extreme showing of emotion. It can be positive or negative, and it allows the audience to kind of have that, like, release of that emotion inside of them as well. So, like, if a person does actually prefer, like, having a lot of angst in their media, it could be because they are looking for that cathartic release of, like, negative emotions. Because seeing it happen or, like, play out on screen or, like, reading it in a book or whatever can end up being really good for them for that reason. And then conversely, you can also get that from people who prefer, like, cozy stuff. They like seeing other characters be happy, and that allows them to have a sort of, like, emotional release. But I think the important thing about, like, those cathartic experiences is that there is, like, healing. Like, healing has to happen at some point during the show, too, so that it isn't just, like, a barrage of that one emotion. If I catch another, they can carpool. My line is where I start wondering why the character hasn't jumped due to the absurd amount of trauma without any catharsis. Right, I get it. It's amazing how people will, like, assume that a character can just, like, take all of that shit and that it's not going to affect them at all. You have to have your characters go through shit, and even if you don't necessarily aim to have a happy ending, I do still think that you have to, like, give them something. I think these types of series, it just becomes played out and it doesn't feel like there's a progression of character just inflicting trauma to see one-up oneself. I can see what you mean. I mean, there is partially a reason why I am always going out of my way to, like, play games that are a little bit, like, on the cozier side. Or, like, on the more relaxing side, or things that, like, have some sort of healing element to them. It's not just because I just generally prefer the vibe, but I think it's important because there's just an onslaught of media that has a lot of, like, bad endings, or, like, puts a lot of emphasis on the, like, suffering. And, like, suffering and angst can be good and all, but I want there to be some aspects of good. I want to believe that there is still faith in humanity. Also, thank you for the head pat. I'm commenting on it after the fact, but thank you. Oh, no, I need to go make the chair. I should have this completed. Once I do this and, like, get all the houses squared away, though, I'm probably going to call this a stream. You might have heard it. My dinner alarm went off a couple minutes ago. My dinner alarm went off. Which I know is funny to talk about because I just mentioned that I'm still experiencing tummy hurt. But it's actually not too bad right now. Oh, I need another. I thought I had all of them. One more wood. Ding ding for din din. Yeah, because if I don't, I'll end up eating too late, and then that does bad things for my sleep schedule. I also just prefer eating at a specific time because my body will start, like, getting hungry around this time frame. My tummy ache has died down, so I think it will be safe for me to consume food. Are you for real? Not this time, bees! What kind of bee gacha was that? Not this time, bees! Ay, ay, ay. Fleeing into the shop to escape the angry bees. Look, I was doing a really bad job of flicking back over to my net to catch them, so I just decided to count my fucking losses. I was just like, look, if I can't fucking get it, I'm just gonna run. Mialoon bots after you. The worker bees are gonna kill me. Oh, right. That is the one last update I didn't talk about. I talked about the Gleekathon and I talked about Moonkasai, but I didn't talk about the last update, which was that Mialoon has our own Discord server now. Pachi, pachi, pachi. I'm gonna start including the link in descriptions for streams and also in the the like panels on Twitch. I might also make a command, I'm not sure. But yes, it was, I think this is okay to say, but it was Lynn's idea to make a Discord server where we could like update everyone on Mialoon stuff specifically and have things that were a little bit more focused on like Mialoon in particular, because we are obviously a group and we want to be able to do more as a group. So we thought that maybe having a more centralized area to specifically like talk about the three of us and like share stuff related to the three of us would be good. And also for like any future events and things that we might plan, we just thought it might be a good idea. Admittedly, I don't know how much we will actively like chat in there. I think Kaya probably will, just because it's a good way for her to keep in contact with Dangogumi while she can't stream. And I think Lynn will probably pop in like occasionally. I also might pop in occasionally, but I'm going to say we probably won't always be like in there and like yapping all the time. It's kind of meant to be like special occasions, and it's primarily supposed to be for updates, but we still wanted to make like places where the community could like talk about Mialoon stuff and like talk a little bit with us to us. There's not really any solid plans right now about like events surrounding the Discord. But like I said, it was mostly supposed to be made for like updates and for like little like extra things with us. So it's totally optional. You don't have to join if you do not like Discords. No pressure, of course. No pressure, of course. Let me... Is this the... Yeah, invite link. So if you're at all interested and you didn't see the link when we first posted it before, feel free to consider joining us over on Discord. We will occasionally yap there. For the most part, though, we want it to just be a space for fans. I don't think we'll intrude too much. At least that wasn't the intention when we made it. But we'll be around. We might lurk. We might peek at what you do. And we do have, we have the worker bees, which are the mods, and we also have our hive queens, which is Hitomi and Kayaker. So we do have people that will be keeping an eye on y'all and making sure that you follow our rules and that you're respectful and all of that stuff. But yeah, it's mostly just meant to be like a catch-all place where you can keep track of everybody's events. And then also whenever we start doing stuff like as Mialoon, we'll be able to promote it more directly to the people that like us and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. It's neat. Big shout out to Lynn, because Lynn was the one who organized most of it. Kaya and I were responsible for our own respective, like, sections and channels there, but Lynn did a lot of the hard work with the actual, like, setting up of the server, so big shout outs to Miss Lynn. You know, Discord watch-alongs? I mean, maybe. Maybe. I don't really know if I like the idea of putting that kind of stuff, like, specifically on the Discord. I don't want to make it, like, too much of an exclusive club. Because this is not really, like, a vibe that I necessarily want to foster. I still want my primary content to be, like, on streams like this, and then, like, members content, of course. Specifically being for members. I don't necessarily know if I want to do too much on the Discord that would, like, encourage that sort of, like, vibe. That's why I mentioned that we specifically wanted to use it more so for updating. It's not so much a, like, become besties with us server. It's like a, we're here to update you, and then you guys can kind of, like, talk and bond as fans of Mialoon. More so. It's, like, less about, that, if that makes sense. I hope it does. I hope it does. That's just kind of like a disclaimer for, like, I don't know if I'll really be chatting too much in there. Like, I'll check it and I might occasionally pipe up, but I did want it to primarily just be like a place where you guys could hang out and talk about, you know, content, or like share occasional cool things with me or all that stuff. More so than being like a hangout server. But, you know, the three of us might all use it differently. It depends on vibes. But yes, that was our big announcement at the end of Moon Kazai. A Mialoon community hangout spot. I hope you find it cool. I do think it's cool, despite me, like, saying I might not really use it much. Well, I say use it, but, like, I don't know if I'll really, like, organize too many community events in there, because I don't want to, like, force people to use Discord if they don't want to use Discord, you know? Interesting to watch Kaya and her fans discuss buying her a house. Well, it's not so much that they were discussing buying her a house, it was more her demanding that they buy her a house and then being like, okay, Kaya. Lower your standards a tad. I don't think anybody actually intended to buy her freaking anything. It would be nice if they did, obviously, but I don't think anybody would do that. The girl has needs. She has very high standards for herself. And I love that for her. People deserve to have the high standards of their dreams. It just is also a little funny to me. Okay. Stereo. Breathe. Alright, this one's good. I think I have both of these. I mean, I should. Apple TV, the streaming service, Apple Chair. If there's one thing I've learned, it's to never underestimate VTuber fans. I mean, fair. I do think that's fair. But, like, there's a certain line, you know? I think buying someone a house is crazy. I think even, like, the most hardcore of VTuber fans would not be able to do that. That just sounds crazy to me. And this is as someone who has raised, like, a decent amount through crowdfunding. Buying Yuno a house for her birthday? Oh, Jesus. Can a house be put on throne? If it's one of those ones that you can get off of Amazon, like those, like, tiny homes that go for, like, what, 10K? Probably those, I guess, because it could be ordered directly through Amazon. I don't really need that, though. I don't have land to put it on. I just have a goal on stream for donations that's like, buy Yuno Hanaki a plot of land. She needs a 10K fishing boat. You're crazy. Okay. What is this? Oh, did I make too many block toys, or do I need to go put a block toy? I don't think so. It said that I did everything. I think we're all good. No, that was just okay. I think I have everything set up. I think we're all good. Fundraising stream buying a star. It would be kind of cute to eventually buy a star and name it Mialoon. I do actually think that could be quite cute and charming. Maybe someday. Not now, but maybe someday. I am bad with Discord. Is there anything in there besides the welcome/sign-in? Yes. Once you're in the welcome chat, you should be able to see the rules. You have to confirm that you agree to the rules, and ideally you would also read the rules. Ideally you would also then read the rules. And then, once you confirm that you've read the rules, you are assigned a specific role, community member, and that will allow you to see all the other channels. Yes, yes. It should be pretty straightforward. I wouldn't worry too much. Kind of hard to buy a house for someone you don't know the location of unless it ships. That's why I said the version of, like, one that you can ship off of Amazon. I think that's the only way that it could even, like, remotely happen. Which is funny to think about. I cannot sell Bogue. I need to go put Bogue and Fish next to the museum so that I can be ready to drop those off right away. Me forgetting where the museum is. Agree. Okay. Fish? What do you mean? Oh, I guess. Fine. Fish. I'm gonna scream. Fish. There we go. Ray. And then Vogue. Perfect. All right. Looks good to me. Okay, and I'm not going to trigger the conversation with Mr. Nook yet, because I think once I trigger it with Mr. Nook, that's what will allow me to start doing villager hunting, which means... I guess I can't touch the... Well, I guess this just means I can't go to resident services for a little bit. I might try and do a little bit of grinding after, but I think it'll be more fun to do the villager hunting with you guys. So maybe one of my streams this week will be villager hunting. I still need to finish some stuff schedule-wise, and I need to check in on some, like, project things before I can fully confirm something, but reminder, it's Yuno Hanaki birthday week. In 2 days, it is Setsubuno, hashtag Setsubuno26. If you would like to post messages or art or gifts or whatever, I don't really care. Whatever you want to post in there for birthday, that is the birthday hashtag. Setsubuno, 26. Yes. And then, what else? Tomorrow's Onimon. So it'll be the pre-birthday Onimon hangout, chattering, as per usual. Birthday stream itself is gonna be pretty low-key. I didn't really set up anything fancy. I, like, burnt myself out like crazy for birthday last year. This year, though, I just kind of wanted to be chill. We're just gonna hang out and have a time. I'm not sure when I'm gonna start it. I might try to stream for a couple of hours at least. Like, have it be a kind of longish stream, but I don't really have any concrete plans beyond that. And then we'll be going into, like, the regular week pattern, because thankfully this week is not as crazy as the past week. So we've got Kemono Tea Time, finally continuing the story on Friday. Saturday we'll have a Twitch-only stream and members. And then Sunday will probably be Animal Crossing again. So we can find me Villager Hunt. Unless we decide to do Villager Hunting as the Twitch-only, I don't know. I'll think about it. I gotta ponder. I'm trying to figure out, like, things that I can actually do for the Twitch-only streams. I've been kind of bad about that. But I will think it over. Hopefully I can figure something out. But okay. That about does it for me. I need to figure out what I'm going to eat on my little delicate baby tummy tonight. So that I don't irritate my baby tummy. I'll see you tomorrow for Onimon. But until then, thank you guys so much for choosing to spend time with me. I hope that you have a good rest of your time zone. And until I see you again, Yunotsu!